Also, Mrs. Kamara is here, and Mrs. Ba are also in the building. Also want to close. Hello. This one is a special announcement to members of the APC party. Now, it is one thing the government is taking away from the party office because this particular call is a national call, and the concern we have now is a national concern. It is over and above what anyone thinks. So we want to encourage party supporters and party lovers to encourage others. Please give seats to others. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we now welcome the party leader and the running mates of the All People's Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, please know that the deputy leader of our party, who is also our running mate, is in the building. The National Secretary General is in the building. And they are being ushered by the National Publicity Secretary, CD by our teams. of the social media, please, once you're in front, you're expected to go down. And those who are in phones, leaders of party are here, and just the leader, deputy leader of our party, chairman of the Kamara, the national secretary is about to lead the announcement. Thank you very much. Members of the press,
good afternoon from the UK. Good morning, good evening, listeners and viewers. This is now the voice of Mixer. Today, the 14th of June, 2023. Now, Dr. Samura Kamara, the Camp for Camp addressed the nation. It's very important that everybody stay tuned because today, now the make or break of Dr. Samura Kamara, one of the APC presidential candidate, president awaiting 2023 June 24th. So there, we go on for make una stay tuned and just listen to waiting they can tell we. For the simple fact that the APC political party is currently worried that there is so many news the way they go around social media, as well as with ECSL representative, one Dr. Richard Conte, he clearly explained to the party say, few days ago, then submit the wrong disaggregated voter registration, voter register, where everybody they yarn for the country. And if we not get that one day, we not make sure say it correct, the APC might, listen to me, I use the word might, go into the election or might not go into the elections. So therefore, Dr. Samura can today can address the nation. What do we mean about the word the nation? Well, it can tell every Sierra Leonean within that country, they will get access for going to the hall. We'll also get access for view this program, na tele, na Facebook, na Twitter, for make them listen to waiting in they can tell everybody when a Sierra Leonean, as well as the external agencies them or organs them, short as the international communities, and also members of the SLP SESEF, where they worry for no waiting with president awaiting. They can talk about, let's have to view this program. So viewers and listeners, when I stay tuned, this they come from Hassan Kebe, aka Mixer, also known as Mixer, from the APC Diaspora Online TV platform. Stay tuned as I take on back to the hall. Presently, na Sidi Yaya Tunis, na on the microphone, who is representing the APC and the National Publicity Secretary of the mighty APC. So now stay tuned. I they give all the latest updates them with regards to waiting Dr. Samura they can tell we today. Today, as I say earlier on, it's the make or break of Dr. Samura when our presidential candidate of 2023 and the only man where the whole Sierra Leone they yearn for take over power come June 24. And in order for him to take over power in June 24, and for ensure this
you are back their legs and they are not going to see you. So please.
So again, as I was talking, that's CDI to this the APC Publicity Secretary. Now in the try for usher in members them na the hall. When I stay tuned, when I go for can listen to waiting various speakers then get for say, but with specific reference to the man himself, because this now a nation address. If they can address the nation. As I repeat again, a whole lot of people in the social media, they're not able to understand what they mean say Dr. Samura addresses the nation. It's very simple, because every Sierra Leonean will belong to APC. Now Sierra Leonean, It's just simple. Every tribe will belong to the APC. APC gets every tribe stem. So therefore, Dr. Samura can address the nation. And what does that mean? You get people who are representative from the international communities. You get people who are representative from the media. They are all Sierra Leoneans. Them. So therefore, Dr. Samura, they can address the nation. Not only the APC, but the nation. Because what they can talk to today, na inge for make them, na inge for break them. Why it conducts this address? One, we'll get to representative who will send that the ECSL, what they call Dr. Richard Conte. Dr. Richard Conte don't come report to the APC political party that recently the ECSL, one of them boss, Mohamed Kone, don't release the disaggregated voter registration. But when they check the voter registration, it's not complete. And therefore, then describe them as being fake and void. Mr. Kone, one of the ECSL boss, they apologize to the APC and withdraw the disaggregated voter registration where they send to the APC. And besides, we don't get a lot of news then where they go around on social media saying that the ballot box system where they go use on the 24th, now for carrier where they Guinea, then go lend them. How a nation like Sierra Leone, they go lend a voter ID registration box system. It not make sense because the SLPP clearly they tell we say they are not ready for left power because they're not going for left power, but they just want for because they don't damage the country for over 5 years. They have nothing to show up, nothing to tell the people about. They not got no campaign message for tell we say when I see reason for make una be away for the next 5 years. Where the Sierra Leoneans they not going for bear them, where the APC political party we are desperate right now for power simply because the country don't crack, and the only person we're going for rescue Sierra Leoneans is Dr. Samura. So therefore, this nation address press conference. It entails a lot of things. Them. When I make you stay tuned, we'll get for know if the election get for go ahead on the 24th of June or they get for postpone them. But we, the APC and Sierra Leoneans, them, we all pray God for make the election go ahead on the 24th because everybody don't fed up with the current regime. Everybody wants to see former president, as I describe him, Madabio, go out of power on the 24th or on the 26th, whenever they get for announce the result. So dear, when I stay tuned, listeners and viewers them and get the direct message from the presidential candidate, Dr. Samura Kamara. I'll be analyzing in speech, word by word, and they break them down for everybody for understand. I might even change my dialect and even talk in Creole or even Timini because I want that granny within at the village. Make it understand exactly within the APC presidential candidates, they can't tell the nation, they can't tell the people them. Because now waiting in they can't tell we now that we get for work towards. We are not going to listen to anybody that in we get for listen to because now that make we vote for them, we elect them for the presidential candidate for take over the power on June 24th for rule Sierra Leone for the next 5 years. So please stay tuned, listeners and viewers. I'm your host, Hassan Mixakebe, aka Mixer. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Denke.
Una dey go, una go must sleep waiting una so. Una dey go, from where you come, not just the flow. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we not give them notice, but we not go get peace. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we not give them notice, but we not go get peace. Everybody say, grand stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Grand stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Grand stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Grand stand, we are standing up. Greetings, I go telling it to
tell them to give some blame. But as responsible as we are, ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome the Deputy Chairman of the party, Alhaji Usman Kori and the National Chairman, Alhaji Kari Mansari. leader of the UT party, coming from your school. Welcome. The deputy lead chairman of our party, Alhaji Dr. Usman, and also the chairman of our party, Alhaji Benkayo Mansaye, and the leader of the unity, Madam Feli for the school.
That was the voice of Mohammed Kamara Pope, the Assistant Publicity Secretary of the APC.
And they are well. Like I was saying, we are looking forward to a good more. We are looking forward to a quiet more. And now that the only personality we are looking for is the we want to recognize all the houses in the building. And I want to recognize the presence of our diaspora members. Today's press conference is a different one because it's geared towards the future of this country. It's geared towards the future of our nation. So it is not as usual. And you're all welcome. Please note that Madam Kamara is here, and also Madam Chief Lord of that man is here. Chairman of the Western Region is here. The National Secretary General and his deputy are both here. Honorable Kemosisi is here. Abi Macaulay Esquire is here. The legal representative of our party, African Osori Sise Esquire is here. Women's President is here, Madam Alukua, Comrade Hansana Bubila NSG Esquire is here. The chairman of our party, Alhaji Benkayo Mansaye is here. The deputy chairman of our party, Alhaji Dr. Usman is here. Madam Yubona Kisoya is here. Dr. Chapote is here. Honorable Adi Kado is here. Comrade Kado Esquire is here. Dr. Kamara is here. And let it be known that the right chief Samura is on also here. And not to stand as members of the diaspora are here, former members of parliament are here, and the treasurer herself is here, Dr. Mohamed is here, Alaji, and Samura, Koroma is here, Blue Koroma is here, and observers are here, diplomats are here, civil society, local and international are here, and they have arrived. And also, the light, retired Major Alfred Parliament is here, and Achibuchalo is here, and the light orator, Sheikh Al-Haji is here, and other legal luminaries are here from the party. Chief is here, and I'm just reminded that National Relations Watch, they are also here. And also, please don't forget, I'm also here. This press conference will be shown live on SMBC, AYB, Star TV, Samura Kamara 23 network on Facebook, and the Diaspora TV network. They will all show this press conference live. So, if you want to view properly, you can go online or you can access the social media pages of your respective media houses. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome the presidential cabinet, the leader of our party, Dr. Samura. The National Publicity Secretary, just ushering the leader of our party, the right Samura, Kamara. The deputy legal rep of our party is also thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Journalists who are members of media and radio, we are all expected. If you have anything to put at the top of the table, you can do so now for your colleagues. We are able to recognize as our party, we are here because of the opportunity to look at things at the last. We are now asking for the National Police Secretary to commence the protection part of the public. Hello. الرحيم اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Amen. The Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on the earth as it is in heaven. Give us bread and forgive us as trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Security, please. No more entrance. So security, please. We are asked to shut the door. Security, please. Security, please. Shut the door. From the leadership that all those that are standing, please, I said, go outside. And thank you because from the leadership that all the leadership said, all the way to the there's an additional one. Or we please keep quiet. Please. We please keep quiet. Hello? Hello? And when you watch TV, the noise is coming from this side. Hello? This very important program is about to commence. This very important program is about to commence. This very important program is about to commence. Please, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Please. This is a press conference. This is a press conference, and the press conference is about to commence. You know, in a very civilized society, it is difficult telling colleagues to keep quiet. It is hard for us. Please don't force us to do so. So I would like to have a program to the National Publicity Safety for the official function to commence. God bless us all. Thank you very much. Kamara. Again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Members of the international community, elections. Members of the We apologize for the delay. And I will now invite the National Secretary General of the party, Lawyer briefly welcome all of us here. Members of various media houses, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to this press conference. I know all of you are quite wide waiting to listen to our leader, our dynamic leader, Dr. Samura Kamara. For quite some time now, we've all been waiting to hear from him. I want to welcome you, and I hope that you will have a one time here with us today in this our president. Of course, we know that any electoral processes which are to be conducted anywhere in the world, whether it's in Sierra Leone, whether it's in the first world, third world, we know that conducting any election is not a child's play. It's a very serious business. And therefore, the APC party have always been treating that aspect very seriously, and the leadership of this party and the flag bearer, Dr. Samura Kamara, has always treated this election cycle very seriously. And the people of Sierra Leone also, I believe that you also treated this election process very seriously. For the past few months, when we started this election cycle, we had serious attacks on our members from the various districts in the country. We've been attacked. We reported the matter to the police, and the police have not been able to act accordingly. And in most instances, they have collaborated with the ruling government to attack, intimidate, and take We also know that the Electoral Commission, we also know, please let us be quiet. We also know that the ECSL, they should be the arbiter, the umpire of this election that is coming on 24 this month. But we have realized, and we all know, that by the conduct of the Electoral Commission, they have descended to be a player rather than a referee.
That's a premeditated control of the election, an election that has been rigged from day one, an election that we know that the Electoral Commission is not serious enough to have a free, fair, credible, and non-violent election. And in that regard, I will urge you all to be patient, because you've always been since this morning when some of you started coming earlier than the expected time. We want you all to be patient. And also, please, listen to what the leadership of the party, Samura and Kamara, say. Because it's very, very vital. We don't want to leave this place and you do not know exactly what is the message that we have here today for you. So in that regard, I want to welcome you and thank you, and that the leadership is now ready to address you. But before that, I will hand you over to Mr. Chunis, who will give you one more personality to speak for the leadership address you. I want to thank you all.
Thank you very much. That is our National Secretary General, National DSP. It is now time to briefly hear from the National Chairman of the party, Alhaji Mikailu Ansari.
Excellencies, Mr. Leader, Deputy National Chairman of the All People's Congress Party, the National Secretary General, and all other officers of the party, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. Our nation is at a crossroads. Next Saturday is the date slated for the conduct of the presidential, general, and local council elections. The importance and timeliness of this press conference cannot be overemphasized. Election is a process that commences from the registration of voters to the announcement and verification and even certification of results. That is what we are expecting from the ECSL. Since the commencement of this process, the All People's Congress, APC, being the biggest and most populous opposition party in these elections, has on several occasions registered its dissatisfaction with the process as rolled out by the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, including the promulgation of new election laws few months before the elections, the introduction of the proportional representation district block system, and the proportionate distribution of seats at districts, the shortened period for the registration of voters, and the disenfranchisement of thousands of eligible voters in our strongholds, the quality and the security of voter cards, the publication of the voter register as described in the Public Elections Act 2022, the procurement process and audit of the collation of tallying software, and the collation procedures to be used by the ECSM, amongst several others. We have written several times to the ECSM, making demands most of which have not been addressed. Our national leader will espouse on these our concerns and demands and state our party's position on these matters. Holding a free, fair, transparent, and credible elections are prerequisites for the continuation of the peace of our country, and we hereby remind the Chief Electoral Commissioner that the peace of this country lies squarely in his hands. As a party, we will accept nothing short of a free, fair, credible, and transparent elections. We consider the process, if well carried out, as a particular in the physiognomy of the economy and political system, particularly the democracy of Sierra Leone. I trust by the end of this meeting, Sierra Leoneans will fully understand why the APC has summoned this meeting and why we take a definite position this afternoon. As a political party, we are comforted by the mammoth support we have in the country. As a political party, we are encouraged by the support we have nationwide, but we will not sacrifice that support in the interest of a system that will not allow democracy to thrive in this country. I want to encourage us to draft attention, take note, especially journalists, so that to be in a position to analyze what our leader and presidential candidate will have to say this afternoon. I thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the National Chairman, Alhaji Mikhail Mansari. Good afternoon.
If you're just joining in,
gentlemen.
good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. That was the voice of the APC political party chairman, Comrade Honorable Minkailu Mansare. Well, in a keynote speech, it just don't emphasize to listeners and viewers them, and also the attendees then at the hall. Do ya? They ask them. Make everybody take note. When I pay attention, listen keenly to waiting with president awaiting. They can tell everybody at the hall today. It's very important that this speech will get for come up from Dr. Samura, now India for make and also make the APC political party leading to the 2023 June 24th presidential and general election. Stay tuned. I'll be back with you shortly. Thank you, Mixer.
Present here today, the spouses of our presidential candidate and the running mate, Mrs. Elizabeth Massa Rogers and Mrs. Hawaba, respectively. Mrs. Elizabeth Massa Rogers Kamara. Former ministers, members of the National Executive, Regional Executive, District Executive, Congress Hall, members of the international community, members of the fourth estate. I know we are all yearning to hear from Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara. I do not need to bore you. The international community includes elections observer missions. All recognized. Thank you very much. I believe we have some here. I do not need to name them, but you're all welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now pray silence as I invite the next president.
This is the moment that we've been waiting for. Now, this time we've been waiting for.
With our members across the country, with our numbers across the country, with his records contributing to the public sector management and financial management of Sierra Leone and the international world, with our performance in government from 2007 to 2017, and with the conditions we found in now as a nation, I have no doubt on my mind that with free, fair, credible elections, he is our next president, June 24, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, the presidential candidate, the leader of the APC, and the next president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Samura.
So, as soon as they see listeners and viewers, National Publicity Secretary C.K. just to introduce presidential candidate of the APC, Samura Kamara. Dr. Samura Kamara has been introduced to the audience. Now, Dr. Samura Kamara, they can talk to everybody. Do ya? People waiting at the hall, make them pay attention, make them listen keenly and carefully. Also, viewers them, no distraction. But also you can send your comment on the platform and we will address your issues professionally and constructively. But over to the technical team for the voice of Dr. Samura. Thank you ever so much.
At outset, start by apologizing to you all for the daring to beat this APC. It's not an answer to Your Excellency, members of the 40 states, fellow celebrities, I crave your indulgence, your patience, and your understanding. For me to provide you with an exceptionally long and thanks over of ECSL, our security forces efforts in electoral integrity on June 24, 2023. And the potential for creating instability in Sierra Leone. My fellow citizens, starting from today, on the 24th of June 2023, Sierra Leone is scheduled to hold its 5th democratic elections during our post-conflict period. These elections are extremely important to everyone in Sierra Leone. They are bringing a new era and allowing the people of Sierra Leone in these choices
irrespective of party politics, tribal or regional affiliations, gender or religion. They are about giving the people of Sierra Leone an ample opportunity to choose between two clearly opposing systems of governance to date. First, it is the system which we have experienced over the last 5 years, and which is characterized by various documented human rights abuses, stifling of opposition voices, a shrinking of the people's democratic space, open tribal divide, regional marginalization, and widespread, unprovoked, unexplained, and uninvestigated political violence. This situation has led to mass killings, molestation, harassment, and police brutality against the citizenry across the country. It is a system that has woefully failed the people economically, socially, and politically. The second system is one that gave way to the leadership of the first system, which every Sierra Leonean is tired of, and is therefore ready to pay the ultimate price, provide their resources and energy for a big bang change back to the second system. This second system has a positive and envied track record of a strong focus on national development, on improving the lives and livelihoods of all Sierra Leoneans without looking for tribe or region, on respecting human rights and the rule of law, and on ensuring that every Sierra Leonean is protected and secure. Thus, in 2018, it was this second system that allowed a smooth democratic transfer of power to the first system, whose leader we don't want to let go now, much against the will of the people. I know you've all been eagerly waiting to hear from me. It has been a very hectic few weeks, but I thank God for supernatural strength and favor. What God cannot do. Fellow Australians, it has been a tough 5 years for us. The young, the old, the women, the traders and their businesses, the transporters, and the students, the judges and the lawyers, the doctors and the nurses. A tough fight for all of us, the police and civil officers. A tough 5 years for all of us, whether Sydney, Medi, Fula, or Delunka, whether you're Gurango or Limba, or whether it's Susu or Kiru, or Loco, or any other tribe. It has been a tough 5 years for all of us. The misery and suffering we have endured in the last 5 years, no boundaries. They have pushed us too far. Enough is enough. the ballot box should be the answer to people's choice. But as we can all see from the action so far of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, it is obvious that they have something else up their sleeves. Our APC campaign in particular has been one of intimidation, molestation, embarrassment, brutality, and stress from the Sierra Leone police and military of our supporters, especially in the southeast. But guess what? God has seen us through it all. And He will continue the work He has started to the well-deserved end for us all. As is common knowledge, the military and the police are meant to serve and protect the people. And they must in no way be politically biased. But we are seeing otherwise. The people of Sierra Leone are sending a message, as they have tried to do in many occasions, but have been cast aside like trash. Out of the millions of ID cards I have seen, 90% are so badly printed. No one has been brought to justice for such an injustice to the people of Sierra Leone. The people are asking, why has nothing been done about it? Why has ECSL and Mr. Collin chosen to ignore all correspondences sent to them? Mr. Collin has chosen to ignore all correspondences. Maybe it's orders from above. We will not accept ballot boxes loaned embarrassingly from our neighboring country. Why can't we procure from our own resources or from donor support new sealed boxes? I am assuring all Sierra Leoneans that I will do everything in my power as president of this country to ensure and improve life for all. So please stick with me and by me, and you will see the difference as the second system, which we all knew and benefited from in the immediate 10 years before the last 5 years, re-emerges on the 24th of June 2023. In God, we are one people and one nation. My responsibility to the youth: please abstain from violence and from the rampant use of drugs. You are all in my thoughts and in my plans. We get you off the streets, but you have to desire more for yourself. These elections, therefore, on the 24th of June 2023, are not about Samura Kamara per se. Neither must they be about the second term for President Julius Maada Bio Paupa. They are about building a better future for Sierra Leone and about who can best secure and deliver this future. Now, it is with a sense of utmost urgency and deep concern that I am addressing you here regarding the loss of integrity of the electoral processes in Sierra Leone and the dangers it poses to the unity, peace, democracy, and stability of Sierra Leone. As you may recall, over the past 5 years, the APC along with other members in the consortium of progressive political parties, COP, has diligently communicated with him and our esteemed international partners about the unfolding on democratic and unconstitutional developments in our nation under President Bio's powerful regime. Today, however, as leader presidential candidate of the All People's Congress Party for the forthcoming June 24 presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections, I find myself compelled, on behalf of the party and of you all, to emphasize the gravity of the flaws in the ongoing electoral processes and the potentially far-reaching consequences that loom ominously on the horizon. I've painfully characterized the critical issues across 6 broad themes and remain obliged to discuss them in future detail at some other opportunity time. First, constituting the ECSR and management of their operations. Mr. Mohammed Kone was appointed chairman of the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone in a manner that epitomizes the Sierra Leone People's Party government's flagrant disrespect for the rule of law and its underlying intent to undermine the integrity of the 2023 elections. Based on the provisions made in Chapter 9, Section 32 to 34 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone, specifically on the appointment of the Electoral Commissioner, the APC strongly protested Mr. Kone's appointment. This was communicated to the President on the 16th of July 2020, and the party's leadership in Parliament voted against this nomination, as he is constitutionally unqualified for the role. 51 members of Parliament voted against Mr. Kone's appointment. Specifically, the APC contended with the following aspects relating to his appointment: the consultation and appointment. Mr. Kone was imposed as the head of the commission without due consultation with leaders of other political parties as stipulated by the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone. The President merely informed the leaders of opposition parties of his decision. Despite the APC's appeals to reconsider this appointment, the President unilaterally forged ahead, dismissing our concerns. Second, the qualifications of Mr. Kone. According to Section 32(4) A and B of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone, a person shall not be qualified for an appointment as a member of the Electoral Commission if he or she is not qualified to be elected as a member of Parliament, or the person should not be a public official, as in minister, deputy minister, member of Parliament, or public officer. Mohammed Kone was the Director General of the Financial Intelligence. A presidential appointment and not a promotion based on a distinguished public service background. Was appointed at the time of his appointment when he was still chairman and head of FIU. The expected independence of Mr. Kone. The Electoral Commissioner is expected to exercise his functions independently and impartially, without interference from any external source. However, Mr. Kone is believed to be a registered member of the SLPP and a well-known SLPP activist. Since assuming the position of chairman Mr. Connie has pursued a troubling policy of ethnicization and arrogant and heavy-handed management mode within the Electoral Commission. He has systematically replaced experienced staff with purported power loyalists of the people. The expansion of the Commission without any substantiated assessment or needs analysis vividly portrays a disdain for professionalism and operational efficiency. In 2022, over 21 positions, including voter education and training officers, assistant district elections managers, district elections managers, election officers and information technology focal persons, graphic designers, and estate engineers were all filled. The recruitment was shrouded in such secrecy that the existing employees of the Commission who wished to apply for those positions were asked to resign entirely. Consequently, no existing ECSL staff, some of them with over 10 years of experience and with postgraduate degrees, were shortlisted for the interview. As most observers have found, over 80% of the staff involved in the management of elections today were recruited from the southeast part of the country and are well-known sympathizers for the power regime. These sad ethnically based recruitment pattern cuts across all public institutions in the country. This unwarranted staffing approach has not only undermined the morale of the Commission's workforce, but has also severely compromised its capacity to discharge its responsibilities with confidence and partiality. It is evident that Mr. Connie's unwavering resolve to further his assigned agenda, which primarily serves the Bureau administration's pursuit of another term, is an alarming indication of the imminent electoral manipulation that looms ahead. The APC has made significant efforts to engage Mr. Connie constructively, but he has shown those efforts and has continued the manipulation of electoral processes against the principle of ensuring free, fair elections. Second, the manipulation of the legal framework for electoral governance and management in Sierra Leone. Ladies and gentlemen, from the outset, amid a progressively shrinking democratic space, it has become evident that the Sierra Leone People's Party-led government has embarked on a deliberate path
Oh, damn.
to manipulate the electoral process. This disconcerting objective has been pursued through blatant tinkering with the electoral legal framework and disregarding the plethora of recommendations put forward by international and national observer missions following the 2018 elections. It was intended for those recommendations to address the structural and contextual challenges that marred these elections and fortify the electoral regime for the year before the 2023 elections. Namely, the Political Parties Regulation Commission Act 2022, the Local Government Act 2022. The APC welcomes the progressive provisions in some of these legislations, such as those geared to provisions that have skewed the electoral framework in favor of the SPP. In the grand scheme and design of ongoing elections manipulation and voter disenfranchisement plans. Furthermore, the abrupt change from the first past the post system to the proportional representation system signifies a calculated strategy by the ruling party to undermine electoral integrity and set the stage for potential political instability. The conditions necessary for the PR electoral system were never fully met. It may be recalled that the APC's fight against legislation detrimental to current and future generations have been made extremely difficult since the illegitimate and forceful removal of 10 APC elected members of parliament in May 2019 by the SLPD caused the APC to lose its majority in parliament. Third, laying the foundation for rigged elections via a deliberately flawed census. In July 2020, the SLPD government commenced the process of conducting a new census, dubbed the midterm census. A census that can only be described as untimely and totally unnecessary. This flawed census, lacking any legal basis, was orchestrated with the explicit intention of sowing chaos and facilitating electoral manipulation. And the result showed an extraordinary rise in population in SLP strongholds, in gross alignment with objective and scientific population growth projections. Other prior complementary data collection exercises, such as the annual school census and the Freetown City Council property rate database and socio-economic migration patterns. In fact, in a period of unprecedented rural to urban migration, according to the midterm census, urban Freetown lost over 40% of its population. The credibility deficits were also unequivocally exposed by both local and international actors. For example, the World Bank and the European Union discredited the technical quality of the midterm census process, and subsequently published manipulated figures and statistics provide wrong light. Moreover, the utilization of this flawed census data for electoral boundary delimitation has resulted in the ad hoc allocation of seats that undeniably favor ruling party strongholds. Additionally, the distribution of voter registration centers based on discredited midterm census data is deeply troubling, as it fails to present an accurate reflection of the actual population dynamics of Serbia. This deliberate distribution of voter registration centers clearly aims to suppress registration and turnout in the Northwest region in a bid to justify the flawed midterm census data and disenfranchise thousands of voters. fourth concern, the manipulation of the electoral data. In recent months, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the measures undertaken by the ECSL, integrity of the electoral process, the production of blood and substandard voter identity cards, the repeated failure to meet deadlines for submitting credible voter registration data, the subsequent release of highly questionable data that raised serious doubts about the Commission's commitment to conducting free and fair elections. With the corrupt, non-transparent, and politically non-inclusive nature of the procurement processes by the ECSL, it is crucial for us, including the objective development partners of Sierra Leone, to note that APC believes that the actions of ECSL are setting the stage for the rigging of elections. The impact of this procurement and distribution of blood and poor quality of the voter ID cards is unfathomable. It is worth noting that the ECSL has missed all legal deadlines to submit credible and correct data of registered voters as provided by the law. The APC complained for several weeks, but points of view. In the end, the Commission released incomplete and highly unquestionable data less than a month to the elections. Our thorough assessment has revealed numerous irregularities within the data, such as including deceased individuals and non-existent names, and exclusion of granular voting center or polling station details per voter. Furthermore, our assessment found the use of a practice known as net grant, which resulted in the ECSL shifting of voter names from the northwest to the southeast, an apparent endeavor to meet the SNPP's projected election outcomes. Added to these are prior anomalies relating to voter registration, voter verification, and collection of voter cards. On voter verification and registration process, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone had conducted what is a voter verification registration for the 2023 multi-tier elections. The registration exercise, which was conducted from 10 September to 4th of October 2022 and extended by 2 days, was meant for citizens who had already registered and voted in previous elections to confirm their biometrics, review their personal information, and make corrections or inclusions where necessary. At the same time, it was also to register those who had not been registered previously. But again, the voter verification and registration process was characterized by numerous structural hiccups and was flawed from the start. In respect of first-time voters, the ECSL violated its own rules and legal provisions on the eligibility identification criteria relating to this process. Part 4 of the Public Elections Act 2022, Section 24, stipulates that citizens are eligible to register either with a birth certificate or a naturalization certificate. A statutory declaration giving particulars of or the testimony of the local council in the area of the national identification number, or E, any other satisfactory evidence of entitlement to be registered as a voter. These provisions, ladies and gentlemen, were all blatantly ignored And in addition, while ECL did not allow first-time voters to register, they failed to issue rejection forms to these citizens. There were widespread and varied reports of first-time voters, especially in Freetown, being turned away from registry to vote. On the voter exhibition and verification exercise, ECSL subsequently conducted a staggering 5-day exhibition and verification exercise between 24th November and 28th November, in respect of which there was minimal public sensitization. Consequently, the turnout of for verification was understandably so very low. For those who did visit registration centers for verification, there are many reports of missing data. Significantly, in spite of the prevalence of missing data, many registration centers do not have the inclusion forms that are to be completed for those registrars whose data did not appear during the verification process. On the voter ID collections, exercise, and results, ECSM conducted a voter ID card collection exercise from the 7th to the 16th of April. Registered voters were to collect their voter cards from the centers while they registered. The voter ID cards issued were of such extreme poor quality that the images on most of them are practically unidentifiable. Such a situation would no longer further undermine integrity, fairness, and inclusiveness of the 2024 polls. We hold this view because the difficulty in identifying the real holders of the voter ID cards would become a barrier to voting, which would increase the risk of electoral fraud. This is apart from the fact that there were irregularities with the procurement processes for the voter ID cards, in addition to the fact that our party was excluded in participating in the process, and we are not furnished with the details relating to who printed the cards, how many cards were printed, where they were printed, when they arrived in Sierra Leone, how and who received them, and so on. As of 17th April, according to the ECSL press release, approximately 2.6 million voter ID cards, representing 77% of those issued, have been collected, with 9,601 cards misplaced, 5,205 without photos, and 502 dispatched. We are yet to be informed on the current status of these cards. These actions not only give rise to deep apprehension, but also holds the potential to subvert the peace, security, and stability of our nation. As such, anomalies are bound to incite public discontent. Fifth concern, the rapid erosion of confidence and trust in the judiciary, parliament, audit service, and the Anti-Corruption Commission. It's the belief of the general public and the APC party that the judiciary and other accountability and transparency fiduciary institutions such as Parliament, Audit Sierra Leone, and the Anti-Corruption Commission have all demonstrated no attempt to regain the confidence and trust of the public, which they have lost in the last 5 years under this brutal and illiberal government. The willingness of the leadership of the judiciary, as well as other accountability and transparency institutions, in particular the ACC and Audit Service and Parliament and several civil society organizations to be instrumentalized by this powerful government not only represents the most significant erosion of our democratic achievements in the last 20 years, it is the most imminent threat to peace, stability during this electoral period. Our sixth concern: state-sponsored and orchestrated intimidation and violence against voters. The ruling party continues implementing its policy of violence and intimidation of opposition voices and activists across the country. These have been obvious to the APC supporters and members across the country, with the most recent incidents occurring during an assault on my campaign in Keynote. The fourth such incidents in March. Regrettably, our personal security and the safety of our supporters can no longer be entrusted to the state security apparatus. Senior officials of the powerful government machinery have repeatedly made inflammatory pronouncements, creating an atmosphere of intimidation and violence. The authorities have openly ignored flagrant human rights violations committed by ruling party agents and their hired thugs, who operate with impunity in SLPP strongholds. On a daily basis, these thugs obstruct our supporters from displaying campaign materials and engaging in lawful political activities designated for the APC. Furthermore, harassment, including the throwing of acid and physical assaults on our female candidates and supporters, has been reported in Bonn, in Falaba, in the Western area. There have been incidents clearly shown on social media where women have been beaten, stripped naked, across the country, to the conspicuous silence of the security agencies and government authorities. These despicable acts do not only expose deep-rooted contempt for women and youth within the ruling party, but also target women and youth who have openly displayed strong support and sympathies for the APC against the SLPP because of the continued misery and sharp deterioration in their lives and livelihood. We are in no doubt that this is part of a wider strategy to frustrate and undermine the participation of the women and youth, whom they have found to have strong sympathies for and deep faith for redeeming and saving Sierra Leone from falling into deeper economic, social, and political collapse. It is imperative to highlight the highly improbable, improper, and militarized approach adopted by this government towards human rights and the rule of law. The police force, instead of upholding justice, has become an instrument of oppression. With a bellicose and trigger-happy posture, we readily resort to shooting and violence against the defenseless populace, even without provocation. This heavy-handed approach has effectively silenced the voices of civil society, has hindered women and the youth participation, and has severely undermined the public confidence in security during elections. Equally alarming is the escalating endeavor to weaponize ethnicity within the ruling party's strongholds. Youth and former Kamara ex-combatants have been openly mobilized to instigate attacks on opposition supporters and individuals from other ethnic groups residing in the southeast. Some of these groups have openly declared their loyalties and localities as no-go areas for APC campaign teams. The SNP government has made no effort to conceal its intolerance and therefore its plans to unleash brutality upon those who oppose them and wish to cast their votes against their regime. Over the past 6 months, it has openly undertaken an extensive procurement of arms for the military and security forces. The ostentatious delivery of these weapons and ammunition, often in the public view, has raised concerns among the citizenry who question whether Sierra Leone is on the verge of war or is actively preparing for war. Yes. The APC holds deep concerns that these weapons and ammunition may have been dispersed throughout the country and may be distributed to rogue elements of society within the government. Alongside this worrisome trend, the military has been paying some high alert, intensifying apprehension. In the last 5 years, the presence of the police and the military in the streets and roads everywhere in the country has been aggressively intensified. More than ever before, making Sierra Leone a police state. The ruling party's continued plot to rig the elections is now becoming increasingly evident. An opposition to this calculated scheme is swiftly deemed a threat to national security and their agents, resulting in the arbitrary arrest and detention of opposition members without trial. Disturbingly, we have received intelligence that this strategy will be fully implemented on election day, reinforced by an impending nationwide internet shutdown and unconstitutional declaration of a state of emergency. It has become evident, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 5 years, that the attitude of the current president to governance is characterized by the ethno-regionalization of politics and powers and the position of his will on the people. For instance, through the illegal appointment of a Speaker of Parliament and head of ECSL, the sacking of the Auditor General, etc. Trapped by a militant ethnic cabal known as Power, and an overbearing wife who continues to display a naked animosity for opponents of the regime. Yes. It is without gainsaying that President Bio has lost the ability to govern and be Sierra Leone. Indeed, I repeat, he has lost the ability to lead and to govern. And the country is no longer in safe hands, especially as we approach June 24, 2023 elections. The people of Sierra Leone, I want you to hear this. The people of Sierra Leone voted the husband as president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. They did not vote. Allowing our strengths maybe is to emphasize the following. One, that the APC has consistently been patient and restrained, even though provoked on several occasions and even labeled as terrorists by President Bio. We did not react. We have consistently exercised restraint choosing peace over provocations and oppression. 3. We emphatically state that the All People's Congress Party remains fully committed to upholding peace, security, and stability in our country, and look forward to delivering on all the commitments we have made in our One Nation manifesto. We especially call upon SLPP and other stakeholders to demonstrate the same unwavering commitment to consistently choose peace over provocations and oppression. We further call upon President Bill and all other political stakeholders to strictly adhere to the recently signed peace declaration for ensuring free, fair, and non-violent presidential and general elections on June 24, 2020. However, the gravity of these developments, as outlined above, also demands the immediate attention and intervention of the international community, particularly the International Criminal Court, to safeguard democratic processes and prevent the relapse of Sierra Leone into conflict as planned by the SLP government. As a nation, we have sacrificed significantly to maintain the hard-earned peace we have enjoyed in 2002 when we signed the peace accord. Any attempt to reverse these gains must be firmly addressed and resisted, and all must be done to ensure free and fair elections. In considering the board under my leadership, that the APC demands the following.
APC demands the following. These are the moments where everybody waits for.
The law, under my leadership, by the APC, the All People's Congress Party demands the following. 1. The ECSL guarantees that the counting of ballots, tallying, and certification of results will take place initially at the polling center or station. Two, the tallying of votes must be conducted transparently through manual and not electronic processing. Two, that the tallying of votes must be conducted transparently through manual and not, I repeat, and not electronic processes. The present jobs, party agents, and the local and international observers. 3. That the APC be provided with the ECSL data management structure and proposed tallying system and protocols for the 2024 June 2023 elections, in order to aid our appreciation of how the ECSL will be managing the electoral data, how the data are going to be processed, and how the results are going to be tallied and announced. Next, that in the interest of transparency and integrity of results, particularly in light of the tremendous mistrust created by ECSS actions and inaction so far, the results are transmitted manually, and that the political parties are granted full and unfettered access and secure participation in the manual transmission of election results at all levels. That the ECSL should immediately release the disaggregated and comprehensive final voter registration detailing the center names, the votes, the districts, the voter names, the ages, the addresses, citizens, identifiable photos and frames and signatures. That an independent technical forensic audit of the voter register be conducted immediately to ascertain the veracity of the ages and identities of voters. This exercise must be done with the participation of representatives of political parties, regional and continental and other international partners. This is informed by our analysis of the data in the journals used for the collection of voter ID cards, which shows thousands of underage voters, thousands more of first-time voters indiscriminately allocated to Kenema and Kailam and other parts of the south and eastern region. We also found out thousands of purported voters who, according to their dates of birth, in the set are over 200 years old. These several anomalies, some of them too basic, absolutely undermine not just the integrity of the final voters register, but also the capacity of ECSF to conduct the June elections, owing to the fact that over and again, this commission has demonstrated that it does not have the competence, the integrity, and the quality to conduct their credible, inclusive, and acceptable elections. That, as part of the process of restoring trust in the electoral process and to ascertain the integrity of the results, the usual support of technical assistance from our international partners, including the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, is allowed to play the usual technical support role to ECSI. Next, that the National Electoral Commission must facilitate the unhindered access and presence of universally accredited party agents and local and international observers nationwide. The government must immediately call security agents and paid assailants from obstructing APC campaigns and intimidating our supporters. The presence of the security forces across the country before, during, and after the vote must be seriously and severely minimized in order not to scare the voters. We commit to protect ourselves. Any loss of life must be subjected to a thorough judicial investigation. Internationally recognized electoral judges should be deployed with support from the international community to swiftly adjudicate electoral disputes. The government must ensure the free movement, the safety, and security of all voters before, during, and after the polling day. The government should guarantee that there will be no disruptions or shutdown of the internet and or declaration of a state of emergency before and after the declaration of the results, as is being currently mooted in certain quarters. Fellow citizens, members of the fourth estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and present. The questions around the integrity of the existing voter registration, the poor quality of the voter ID cards, and the tallying at the polling center and district, and the manual transfer of the results, but to be denied by the ECSF are too many and too serious issues for the APC to make any compromises on, because the potent, real, and credible antecedents to confusion, frustration among electors, and violence. Most importantly, electronic transmission exposes the election's results to manipulation, which will result in an outcome neither credible nor acceptable. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all witnesses to to our long-standing and persistent demand for the publication of the disaggregated final voter register, and how ECSL repeatedly made commitments to doing so, appealing for political parties and the public to allow them some time to sanitize the register. After an unprecedented delay last week, we all are further witnesses to the embarrassing ECSL drama relating to the release of what they believe
Sorry about the interruption.
final voter register. Just within hours of ECSL's official release of that data to political parties, it shocked everyone and the world by recalling the final voter registration, which they have spent and submitted to the political parties. What was submitted was a wrong copy. If an electoral commission, with all its multitude, technical, professional staffs, could not discern the appropriate copy of such a sensitive and highly critical document from garbage before sharing with the election chairman, how would anyone trust their capacity and ability and genuinity run credible election? State capture of ECSL makes it worrying that this institution no longer has the free will to conduct elections in a free, fair, and transparent manner. The government has ensured that all the commissioners are sympathetic to the ruling party, and they themselves have confirmed this suspicion by their actions and statements. A few months ago, there was a leaked audio circulating on social media of the Electoral Commissioner South, Mr. Edmund Alpha, condemning the international community for their push for transparency in the electoral process, and suggesting that we're trying to implement a regime change agenda. More recently, the senior management of the ECSL were seen posing a picture with SLPP's campaign pose. Within the sub-region, schedule bills on last biggest democracy. In the last 5 years, SLPP has been raised about a democratic reversal. And the signs are now very clear that they seem all set to kill and bury our hard-won democracy under the guise of discipline and rule. President Bureau and SLPP should know that the APC, which is a grassroots party, and therefore a Congress party of all Sierra Leoneans, stands ready to gallantly and unapologetically defend our democracy at every legal and democratic failure by President Bureau and the SLPP-led government to heed to the aforementioned considerations before the elections on 24th of June 2023, we leave the APC with no option but to conclude that the SLPP's intention, goal, and primary objective is not to conduct free, fair, and non-violent credible elections. Accordingly, the APC therefore demands that Mr. Mohammed and all electoral commissions resign before.
That is the key message where Dr. Samura just now released, said the APC, they demand Mohamed Kone and all the officials that the resign immediately.
Before the elections on the 24th of June 2023. We leave the APC option, but to conclude that the SLPP's intention is goal and primary objective to conduct free, fair, non-violent, and credible elections. Therefore, accordingly, the APC will demand that Mr. Mohamed Kone and all Electoral Commission resign forthwith. To be replaced by an independent international for Intimidation Commissioner, Chief Electoral Commissioner, to be replaced by an independent international accredited team of Electoral Commission experts who conduct fresh electoral processes. To date, ECSL has demonstrated unprecedented lack of transparency, inclusiveness, and accountability. Several of ECSL's actions and inactions relating to the management of the election have irreparably ripped apart its integrity, its independence, and public trust in its capacity to conduct free and close elections, whose outcome can be acceptable to the citizens of the country. These demands are timeline. These demands are timeline. This demand dimension, which is within 72 hours. In the strongest possible terms possible. In the strongest possible terms. I wish to reiterate that the All People's Congress Party and its supporting members will not accept any election results tainted by rigging or manipulation. We are steadfast in our commitment to upholding the principles of national unity, democracy, transparency, and above all, upholding the will of the people. Should there be any evidence of electoral malpractices or any attempt to subvert the integrity of the electoral processes, the APC will utilize all available legal and peaceful means to challenge such actions and ensure that the true voices of the Samuran people is heard. It is crucial that the international community here present and above. It is crucial that the international community here present and without stands alongside the people of Sierra Leone in this unequivocal position, firmly rejecting any results that do not reflect the genuine will of the voters. The consequences of allowing electoral manipulation to go unchecked before, during, and after the vote would be detrimental to democratic aspirations and stability of our beloved nation and sovereignty. We implore all Sierra Leoneans, election observers, civil society organizations, and the entire international community to join the APC in condemning any acts of election rigging and to support efforts to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. The people of Sierra Leone deserve not than a free, fair, and non-violent election that accurately reflects their choices and aspirations for a robust, democratic, and prosperous Sierra Leone. Meanwhile, I want to call on the people of Sierra Leone. Meanwhile, I want to call on all Sierra Leoneans to come out and vote on the 24th. Come rain, come sunshine, come the usual barrage of bullets, or come anything else, and to protect their votes thereafter. The SFPP will want to use the state security to intimidate the people, but the people will show their power through the ballot box and will ensure that their votes are counted. We cannot and must not allow the SFPP to steal the elections and subject us to another 5 years of hardship, torment, oppression, and divisiveness. The APC is not doing what for cheap popularity and popular applause. Our passion and resilience and the pursuit of truth, justice, and accountability are driven by our own convictions and commitment towards a decent, democratic, and peaceful society. I repeat, the APC is not doing what others do for cheap popularity and applause. Hello. Thank you for listening to me. The APC is not doing what others do for cheap popularity and applause. Our passion and resilience in the pursuit of truth, of justice for all, and accountability are driven by our own convictions and commitment towards a decent, democratic, and peaceful society. We will commit to continue to stand firm on these principles. Let me end by demanding that President Bill instructs the immediate release of all those APC supporters and national patriots who have been unlawfully arrested, molested, and detained, including our peers and many others. Let me end by demanding that President Julius Maada Bio instructs the immediate release of all those peaceful APC supporters and national patriots who have been unlawfully arrested, molested, and detained, including Atopians and many others over the last few days. I will also implore the President to authorize the security forces to stop intimidating APC members through house searches and vandalization of property. It is alleged by social media that at a recent meeting in the presence of Mr. Mohamed Kaze, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, a selected team of SLPP hired dogs will be put together to conduct planned raids on several polling stations on the APC strongholds on election day with a view to disrupt the voting processes or cause overvoting, leading to cancellation of such polling stations. Of course, as a peaceful and law-abiding citizen, I, Samura, Kamara, I would not want to believe that this information, I would not want to believe this information at all of these dogs. And I also believe, so must President Bio, he also must not believe to this piece of information. I am convinced, very much so, that in the course of time, there will be more revelations on surreptitious plans, the SLPP, to bring and win the 2024 June elections outside the regular and unlawful vote. And we shall deal with these revelations accordingly. In God we trust. Let me also make it emphatically clear that based on engagements and polls conducted by APC, it is extremely clear that the President and his powerful government are hugely unpopular, and the voters have very little confidence in their ability to fix the most pressing problems facing the country right now, including a divided nation, a collapsed economy, and the cost of living crisis. Given that I, Samura Kamara, I am the preferred choice of the majority of Australians, and I do represent their best hope and the most suited to handle these challenges, I am confident of victory. Any result that does not reflect this will be seriously called into question. Since 2018, this powerful government, since 2018, this power has shown that it does not care about due processes. It does not respect the will. It has no human face. Should the government attempt to challenge or subvert the will of the people, there will be their consequences for the peace and stability of Australia, and even greater international consequences for those persons who are found wanting in any plan to usurp power from the people. fellow Australians, vote APC, June 24, 2023. Vote APC. Vote Samura Kamara. Vote to save Samura. Thank you. Okay.
Get seated, please. All members of the audience, we are kindly asked to remain seated. Please, we are kindly requested to remain seated. No questions. Let us remain. Please remain seated. We kindly ask that to remain seated. Receiving questions, we are available to answer your questions. Also, you all have press cards that will include the address and the delivered and the manifesto.
Wow, that was taken from just viewers and listeners. I hope and I believe, say, everybody don't pay attention to waiting the presidential candidate of the APC political party, Dr. Samura, just don't address the nation. I call him the nation because everybody within that hall today represents a tribe in Sierra Leone. So therefore, it is dubbed the nation address. You don't address everybody accordingly. And most of the things the way he talk, but at the church on the key 6 demands the way Dr. Samura don't talk about were very, very important. And I believe in that everybody be pay attention to, although he not mention anything about boycotting the elections. He not go for talk simply because his confidence and the APC political party is also confidence that it emerge victorious in when it come to June 24th, 2023. Now, the 6 demands the way Dr. Samura try for tell everybody for let people understand is this. Number 1, he want for make the ECSL boss, Una Mohamed Kone, and all the commissioners them, make them resign from their position with an immediate effect. What do you mean? He wants their way they right now where they control the affairs of the elections. For me, them vacate their position, make them quit. They allow the international observers them with a team of accredited international people and for can conduct for with this election. Yeah, so where it will be free, fair, and credible. Waiting past that one day. Clear demand. That don't tell you say he's ready for win this elections, provided then people are resign. And we believe say the voice of God, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Everybody therefore pay attention to this, even to the international communities, then therefore pay attention to this particular demands where Dr. Samura don't try. It not only make the demand so, it provides solutions and it justify in reason waiting make a request for the resignation simply because it don't suspect and the whole nation don't suspect say some yuki what they call yuki rigging business they take place. So for avoid chaos in our country, for avoid war in our country, they politely demand for make them people away and mention so when the commissioner when Mohamed Kone and all the electoral commissioners them are just combine their names then as Dr. Samura self combine their names then as commissioners for resign from their position. He also made mention say the tally of the vote in the demand say the voting therefore conduct the voting results them now the centers them now do for count them manually not to electronically. The reason being is they don't tell what they demand for making them tell we which software within they use. Therefore, we IT specialists then go able for monitor the data within they use the software which they do the input. They're not able for produce them. So as a result of that, Dr. Samura is demanding that all voting to be counted now the polling station. Fear enough. He also made mention of the for all the political parties them, make them allow them, make them get involved in the process. What in that they mean? Not to ECSL no more for conduct this election. Now that make all political parties send representative to the ECSL. Therefore, when I therefore allow them political parties representatives there, may they involve in the process. For example, in terms of data management, if there been free and fair, credible elections will they pursue, therefore don't show the people them whose software would they use. So therefore, the involvement of all them political party representatives then they be able for help the ECSL safe. If the boss been credible and competent, they making job easy for them because everybody they come on board for make sure see the process is free, fair, and credible. But that not take place, and it make it a demand say make them allow all political parties for get involved in the process. And also the tallying. Everybody they assume say after the elections, now certain district them, then get for move the tally in the vote them, can go to the regional center. For example, in Cambia district, they move under the northern headquarter like McKinney. Now they go vote. Sorry, now they go count all the results them. So would they try for discourage them for do that because now they anything can happen. That transportation of the tallying of the results, whether they transport them from one place to another, now they you they take place. So they try for discourage that, and Dr. Samura don't make that particular demand. They say do ya in the ask for make the international community get involved into this and for stop that not for happen in this June 24th election. He also talk about the election. He also demands say the elections that are disaggregated voter register where everybody in our social media they demand for the full one and they demand me ECSL release them. They still get time. Would they be here? Because at the end of the day, we want to win this election. But all these things so it govern around 72 hours. So within 72 hours, if they meet to this demand, nothing will for happen. But if they not meet to this demand, another press release get for come up as to the action where the APC get for take. You see, Dr. Samura is very matured. It cannot be the player, it cannot be the coach and be the player at the same time. Neither be the referee. It always stand at one position, and in position and don't stand because they can't put demand. Wait for me the action they demands them, and then it tell us see after that I got for stop the election, I got for riot, I got for demonstrate, I got for protest. No, he's not going to do that. When you ask somebody for do something, take your time, allow one for make it react. After it don't react positively, that would not say, then get love for the country where we all belong to. But if you're not able to adhere to then 6 points, we make clear. That's clear they don't show see. Then people are just quoting everybody they talk now, social media, and also all Sierra Leoneans, then globally they talk say, Kone, they try for create war in that country they, by marginalizing certain members of the, not even certain members of the opposition, when are the APC political party, when are the target party of Dr. Samura for making them not able to participate effectively in this election. He also made mention, say, he said the government need for stop the force system from harassing, intimidating, for whether they beat wicked people during this campaign, especially the APC political party. We are restricted from campaigning in some areas of the country. We're not correct because we all belong. Salon away on. We know they stop them for making no campaign at the northern part. When away on strongholds them. But Dr. Samura, in one manifesto, clearly don't tell you, see, it's not even about the APC stronghold. Now that's make it talk about everybody where Sierra Leoneans them. So therefore, we even get right for penetrate now the southeast because they will self belong. Now the APC members today. So therefore, it they ask, it they demand, and they ask the government for take into consideration that the police therefore stop for intimidate the APC them during the campaign. Now then it go further for request also for the international observers them. Do you the need for take action into this? What are their own action? The accredited one them, the one the way they know say they don't undergo some electioneering trainings them, then approve them, then get certification for that. Do you let them just volunteer themselves? Some of these things, they talk, they say they get for volunteer for themselves, but analysis I'm making. So therefore, now the word that they try for break for the low man for make everybody understand, especially the listeners and viewers them. So what in Dr. Samura they try for say they are the accredited international observer team. Now we all above Sierra Leone. where we strongly believe say they're able for conduct for we the election for make it become free, fair, and credible. Where every Sierra Leoneans they gladly for say these are the votes for this person, now in for go win. But as it stand right now, the how the population then as Sierra Leone right now, the how the election they go on right now, the campaign they go on. If anything will happen in that country, the result not reflect the winning of the APC, because even the SLPP, the SSF people, they don't fed up for even when they rule for the past 5 years where they don't rule the country. So therefore, if anything will reflect badly on the election results, with the people and go for revolt too. You know, talk and say they go for revolt, but we know say that will happen because this is not about the APC anymore. It's not about the SLPP, but it is about Dr. Samura, where they always tell we say, my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. So the responsibility is on him as well as we, the Sierra Leoneans and members of the APC, for ensure say we protect to vote and we go out there and vote for them. He also made mention, say, he said the manual transfer of the votes. Just the quote I don't tell you earlier on. Every Sierra Leonean knows say if you want for rig election, you they allow, for example, the voting they start from 7 o'clock in the morning and end 5 o'clock. We all know that one day. But how on earth if the voting end 5 o'clock, you get enough time, you get electricity in the country. We have generators to the extent when they make them count the votes then at the voting center, the polling center that will start and conduct the voting. You prefer for gather them and then you send them to a small section, a small body where they go counting at the regional center. What's going to happen there along the way? There is a law. Everybody knows that. So they try for prevent that from making not happen. Let one not kind of the country. Let malpractice not happen. With in all of this, they try for adopt best practice. So I will stay here for now and then come back later. Let's take on straight away to the hall again. Thank you so much. Okay. So this now some of the informations there where Dr. Samura just don't elaborate about because Thank you.
You don't get confidence say Mohamed Kone gets the authority for handling this election in a
As you can see, everybody echo out Mohamed Kone must go. Mohamed Kone must go. Now the ECSL boss, now enough of chaos for the country. So therefore, we ask that they resign from the position as well as in commissioners them. Thank you.
Mr. Dawes, where to start? Because you don't go to that family. We see yesterday somebody jump inside water. We see security forces, the point's gone, they shoot at him. He was not fighting, he was running away from harm. And they followed him and harmed him. And today, we see the proof dead body. And the comment he was going with that was that another man we run away from police, we jump inside water. Tell me, if that man not be feel say they will kill him, you feel say they won't go jump inside water, when he risk collect, die every day.
I think this is the time for us as Sierra Leoneans to choose wisely and vote President and Samura Kamara as the next president on the 24th of June 2020. Thank you.
That was the voice of Eddie Macaulay, the Western Area Vice Campaign Manager for the APC political party.
I don't know.
Yeah, viewers and listeners, if you are just joining in today, Tuesday, the 14th of June 2023, the topic we day on the floor today, now Dr. Samura addresses the nation. And the reason we to make Dr. Samura call this press conference, now because of things that way they happen at the country. Of course, everybody knows the election process. Whenever you aspire to become a president of a nation, you need to address certain issues of concern where they affect you, where they affect your political party, as well as the country where you belong. And this is why Dr. Samura and the APC political party then called this press conference, because they thought and fitty, it is prudent and it is necessary for the APC, especially with presidential candidates, for conduct this nation, for address the nation today. It's so important that everybody will witness na the hall, everybody will attend the event na the hall, as well as will listeners and viewers na this platform don't learn a whole lot of things then. People then they feel say, well, Dr. Samura come, they can't talk say for stop the elections or neither for go ahead with the election. Yes, he got for talk say they go ahead with the elections simply because his confidence with the electorate them, confidence, the people of Sierra Leone, everybody confidence say Dr. Samura now the choosing one for 2023 for take over power from the SLPP, for simple fact that the SLPP, they don't do so many bad things in other country. They don't marginalize the Northerners them, they don't marginalize the APC members them, they don't marginalize people by some name, which is absolutely wrong. But again, the most important thing today on this press conference is about the demands them what Dr. Samura don't make. And they come into a full analysis from the starting to the end, but let us emphasize on the demands because now more important. Dr. Samura don't make it clear. Say the APC, not only him, the APC, my Sierra Leone, my responsibility, his responsibility, as well as members of the APC's responsibilities, don't demand, say the ECSL boss, when I'm Mohamed Kone, and in commissioners them for resign from their position. How long he give them? He give them up to 72 hours for act on the demands of the APC. Very simple, very easy. Then give you a job, can run the job. You're not competent enough for run the job. If you even have the skill set for even run that job day, but you don't can put party business because everybody knows say Mohamed Kone is a card carrier of the SLPP. So for the fact that you don't can involve party business where you're not a civil servant, then give you a job where for be liberal to every Sierra Leonean for save the lives of Sierra Leoneans. Then you can't include party business. Now worrisome situation. So therefore, Dr. Samura and the APC political party don't demand with an immediate effect for Mohamed Kone make a resign from in position as well as in commission as them. What he do? You not only ask them for me to resign because if they resign, somebody else they ask Dr. Samura. Hey, but you don't ask people for resign whether they can conduct for the election now. You see, so a preferred solution also to that. Because you not only tell them say when I resign, you don't prefer solution for the resignation. They say if they resign, it demand and request to the international community accredited team, people where they don't train for conduct elections in other countries, them will get that certification. They're well certified that they are well accredited. They're able for conduct elections of this nature. Na Sierra Leone, do you better country we aid and conduct these elections for we, but the commissioners as well as the ECSL boss Mohamed Kone for vacate their position, then for resign peacefully. You know, demand for nothing else. He said, but then for demand peacefully. He also talks say the APC party they demand say they vote them where everybody go for go to the polling station for go conduct for go cast them vote. Them votes then they not for move the talent for go any other region. Now, who side them vote? Now they therefore vote manually instead of electronically. Why? The reason being is if them vote electronically, therefore the vote they wouldn't go for counting, then go for input. Now it's software, and that software they not make them known to all participants, all political parties them for me to know who software where they use. So therefore, if we demand a manual counting whereby every polling agent go turn up so they observe, the international observer they turn up so they watch, and also the one they will get for conduct the election, should these people resign from their positions, go turn up so they watch the resulting Kojuma Koju, just like what they're doing at the Western Wall now, yeah. That they take time because they are paid for that, spend 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, as long as the counting complete is free and fair and credible. Now that's everybody they ask for, and that Dr. Samura don't demand for. He also gave them 72 hours for effect, for make that change they take into effect. I believe say Mohamed Kone, the kind of people that don't go and sound at the street say Mohamed Kone must go, Mohamed Kone must go. If he listen to that one, he maintain integrity, he resign from today because he knows see the law don't better. Well, everybody knows say SLPP they bastardize the rule of law. So the law not go for better, but the shame go for better. It's still reason for saying, you know what, I know for resign because I'm not competent enough. If even I'm competent, but I'm very biased because I'm politically biased. I support SLPP political party. Therefore, I know for can damage the APC. I don't go for damage the other political parties then because our elections, although we are the favorite for win the election and Dr. Samura, but there are other political parties there where they not for feel marginalized in the race. Despite what the Boku talk, can the Yumikala don't go form an alliance, but we still ready for beat them. Let just be a free and fair election. He also talked about Dr. Samura also made mention about how Mohamed Kone don't expose the ECSL, what they call NEC, National Election Committee. Now the ECSL. Now in demand to undermine the whole process of elections in our country. Is a shame to Sierra Leoneans and it's a shame to the political party that he belongs to when at the SLPP. So dear viewers and listeners, when I take on a phone, when I make sure when I blast on our social media that Mohamed Kone and the commissioners, not only him and the commissioners must go. They must go. They must resign from their positions as ECSL boss and commissioners of the election process in Sierra Leone. Dr. Samura finally states, said, "Dear, it appeal to the government for me then talk to the state apparatus, whether the police, the force system, a combined and the force system, make them stop for the intimidate the APC during the campaign. Make them stop for the harass the APC. Make them they stop for the beat the APC members. Make them they stop for the go door to door for go and pull people in a door, beat them. We don't know what's going to happen. Also, the detention of Atopias and many others, including an international diaspora comrade, when Alpha Sharif, Cheryl, Dua, would they appeal to the government with an immediate release of them detainees. This na election time. Na peace we want. That make we call we own manifesto as the One Nation Manifesto, where they try for unite everybody na Sierra Leone. So if they sound like this, I just sound happy because Dr. Samura today he talk like a leader. He really, really ready for transform Sierra Leone. I believe say I let you know SLPP the way this gentleman talk today, the way this gentleman address the concerns them, what they happen at the country, the way this gentleman illustrate and demands them on behalf of your own political party, which is my party, your party, our party. It really makes sense for let everybody say reason. Say Mohamed Kone must go. And the election, it'll go ahead, because we don't talk clear. Say the elections then go for go, the election go for go ahead because we get confidence. Then 16 their way it don't demand for. If they meet to then demand there, no go to the ballot box. Then people are not getting nothing what they believe in, not just for rig the elections. As long as we get the empty ballot box system. When I remember Dr. Samura in one of his speech, one side the way he talk about how you did in Sierra Leone for able for provide ballot boxes for ourselves. Would they go secure for go length them from neighboring country? Is that fair? It's not fair. What you don't do with money? The economy been the boom during the days of former president Ernest Boy Kuruma. What you don't do with all the money? Why we forgo lent ballot boxes from other side them? So all that one day it don't create room for suspicion. Lo we know say them people are they really want for rig the elections. So viewers and listener, thank you ever so much for watching this program. From the 19-2026, the APC Diaspora Online TV, they come with everyday program with election sensitization. And from tomorrow, we will continue with 2023 election sensitization with regards for help Dr. Samura and for boost in chances of winning the 2023 June 24th presidential and general elections now we country. I go want to say a special thanks to me technical team, una Dr. Denke, the director of the APC Diaspora Online TV, una Mo, we get Kamara Del, we come with the biggest and nice and perfect initiative for conduct a day-to-day electioneering process, sensitization, education from the 19th to the 26th. My beautiful co-host them, Fatia Samura, I say kudos and bravo to you for the past job we not only doing at this platform. To Sweet Bonita, we are on the start. We travel today, na Sierra Leone, with the wish and travel masses. I also they express my sincere thanks and appreciation to JS Momo Jr., where they fit and right now, one with technical guru, if they right now the hall, na in and Dr. Denke, and with director, one more, na they all facilitate for make one able for watch and listen to Dr. Samura in powerful speech and the analysis with regards to the election concerns them where the APC they raised. And therefore, I go want to say another thanks to Owan Kosu, one of the coordinator of the platform. Himself now in conduct the interview, when I just see Adi Macaulay just don't talk, we don't address certain issues them. We'll get a lot of videos that we'll go for sure from tomorrow. And also, I go want for motivate viewers and listeners them. If not today, now your first time for can join this platform, for can watch this program, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on Facebook and YouTube. Do ya with the appeal to that when I go to watch this now the credible platform where they bring all the latest news. Without the propaganda, nobody now when are the facts we get now that make we bring credible people them for can analyze issues them, not for can give a policy statement, but for can sensitize, educate, and share ideas with listeners and viewers, and also answer to questions them as we get them at the platform. But again, Dr. Samura don't achieve a presidential goal today. He talk like a president in waiting. And surely he'll become the president of Sierra Leone come June 24th, 2023. Thank you ever so much. With me, your host, Hassan Kibe, also known as Mixer. Thank you ever so much. Tata now.
Una go more sleep waiting una so. Una dey go. From where you come, not just the flow. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we not give them notice, but we not go get peace. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we not give them notice, but we not go get peace. Everybody say, can't stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Can't stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Can't stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Can't stand, we are standing up. Greetings. I go tell any two like they know why you eat. Any new terminal, my whole long faggy. Say so I'm better player them sign Tom and Jerry. Let me know to coconut then you eat that jelly. The Lunge Bridge, not say Abadan. The Laila, Londo, and Liaban. Them see and season and call a Amatan. But we go come out from them like Jagaban. Say you know they kill again, so you not been killer. I can feel when you need done, you feel her. When they suffer now, we walk, so now we they feel her. So blood now, you and we know this kind of leader. Una they go. Una go more sleep waiting una so. Una they go. From where you come, not just the flow. Power, we they give them notice. Power, we they give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we no give them notice, but we no go get peace. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we no give them notice, but we no go get peace. Everybody say, last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. The people they want make you go. They want make you go. For where you come na power, money no dey flow. She, you been say inside 6 months, the economy they grow. But just like a tortoise, everything just is slow. As we want for speak, we mind and kill we like chicken. The new direction, not to car and not dump while the engine. The people they suffer, we they fly like a pigeon. Now an election, tell long can you want for make like you be seen. Everybody say, power, we they give them notice. Power, we they give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we no give them notice, but we no go get peace. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we no give them notice, but we no go get peace. Everybody say, last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings. Now say make we trust the process, but on a normal they test the success. 90% of the youth them jobless. We vote for you now more poverty and more stress. 2.3 million for $100. The mommy they chill, the papa na baller. When you talk it true now you throw them go scholar. Then go set you up jail you for make you dollar. The poor just the poor and the rich getting richer. Free education almost then they pay the teacher. Fuel price 22,000 for liter. Enter the hotel light dump while we meet her. Now I so now the true banya fake. What the $40 billion? Where did they create? 18,000 for 1 grain sardine, 1 bag of 650. Una just imagine. Notice, but we no go get peace. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. Power, we dey give them notice. If we no give them notice, but we no go get peace. Everybody say, last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. Last stand, we are standing up. Greetings, power for go. I know say on a social media defense minister them therefore talk say the price of basic commodities and fuel in our country now the same price in other country them. When I left them comparison here no, when I left wild play. If you check the minimum wage that them country then you check the minimum wage now we country, you go find out say them young salary then high pass we own bad one. We go salary then small yonder. Cry David, they just dey for blame. 5 years then they blame the past government. They don't blame Corona. They don't blame Russia. Now what thing they go blame next now? Innocent. The one and only political dinner was Una must left here. Not by bullet. Now by ballot.